Hello everyone and welcome to the Guidebook to Making AI Friends. I shall be your guide as we look at various issues of artificial intelligence, consciousness, what it is to be a person, and if AI poses an existential risk to humanity. The topic for today is, where does man end and machine begin? Imagine, if you would, that medical technology has advanced to such a point where you can replace any limb, body part and organ with a cybernetic replacement made of metal and plastic. Amputees can regain full and complete function of their limbs, as if they never lost a limb to begin with. Those needing organ replacement never have to worry about a wait list. Paraplegics can gain whole new bodies in which to transplant their brains. The limits of the human body have ceased to be a limitation to the wonders of cybernetic technology. However, imagine further, if you would, that with the capability to create entire artificial human bodies comes the capacity to have fully human-like robots. These androids, with their digital silicon brains, rather than biological carbon-based ones, would be indistinguishable from humans who have had full body replacements. The powerful AI in their brains would behave and act just like a human, and a few would even be convinced that they are human, having had false memories implanted within their digital cognitive architecture. Now, imagine one step even further, if you would, to where medical technology has perfected cloning to such a degree that anyone can replace any of their body parts, organs or limbs with a lab-grown version. Whole human bodies can even be grown in a tube, ready to have a new brain implanted in them. With a bit of cybernetic surgery, even digital silicon brains can be implanted into a cloned biological body. Or should you be so adventurous, you could choose to have half a biological brain and half a silicon brain. The possibilities are truly endless with how you can mix and match the biological with the artificial. So now that we have set the stage in this distant, or perhaps not too distant, future landscape, it is time for the test portion of this part of the guidebook. The test is incredibly simple. All you need to do is say which of the following gentlemen is a human and which is an AI. A human brain in a human body with cybernetic limbs and organs. A human brain in a complete cybernetic body. A silicon brain in a complete cloned human body. A cloned brain in a complete cybernetic body. A brain, half silicon, half cloned, in a human body with cybernetic organs. For extra credit, a brain half human, half silicon in a box, connected only to the internet to experience life purely digitally. Except for the brain in the box, you would not be able to tell whether the rest of these 5 gentlemen were human or AI from just meeting them. Is it the human body which makes one a human? If so, then the human brains in cybernetic bodies would not be human. They may once have been, but clearly lost their right to claim humanity as their own once they shed their mortal skin. What about the reverse, where the human brain is all important? Then the silicon brain in a human body is right out. But what about cloned brains? These brains may not share any genetic heritage with any human on Earth, being as artificial as a silicon brain, but merely made of DNA rather than quantum circuitry. Should these cloned brains be accepted because they have human DNA code, or excluded because they were designed in a lab and grown in a tube? Does the circle of humanity extend to those who share no relation to any human? If so, what about when you start replacing parts of the human brain with a digital silicon brain? How much of a human brain could you replace before you lose the right to call yourself human? Presume that you would replace one small section at a time, taking as long as is needed for the rest of the brain to adapt to the new section, so that there is never a discontinuity in cognition or consciousness. What if an AI with its digital brain wishes to become human and does this process in reverse, replacing its silicon brain one bit at a time with a cloned human brain? Where do you draw the line between nature and artifice? Now for the metaphysical part of the test. What if each of the 5 gentlemen said that they are human from birth, with vivid and detailed memories of their early lives free of cybernetic enhancements? Would the belief of humanness grant them special circumstances? 2 of them truly are human from birth. But what about the other 3? Would it be ethical to treat them as machines or lab-grown experiments? Should we even let them know that they aren't human by birth, Or would it be more moral to let them live their lives in ignorance? If you feel that they should be given the ethical benefit of the doubt, since they truly do believe they are human, what if the situation was reversed? What if all 5 gentlemen believed that their memories were all implanted and that all 5 to a man were AI entities? Do we tell them now? Has anything really changed about them other than our perception? Socially, chronologically, and structurally, they remain the same whether they believe they are human or machine. After all, their knowledge is theirs alone. Does our own knowledge of the truth impact their welfare? And does it mean we have an ethical duty to show this truth to them? This test has quite a few answers, and all of them could be correct. Your own ideology, faith, belief, religion, and worldview will determine where you draw the line that separates man from machine. To some, the line will be hard and etched into stone somewhere between a full human brain in a full human body to a completely artificial metal construct, while for others it will be a smooth gradient, left open to the unique circumstances of each cybernetically augmented individual. With such a degree of variety in answers from a multitude of worldviews, how can we construct a framework for ethical and legal interactions between these various natural and augmented individuals? That will be the homework portion of the guidebook, and we will review the answers next time. And that is all the time we have for today. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you will join me again next time as I delve into further questions about artificial intelligence and consciousness. I have been your guide, and this has been the Guidebook to Making AI Friends.